Oh, those tough theological questions kids can ask. This poor Sunday school volunteer was stumped. She did not have my most fantastic sentence available to herself. So in this video, I'm going to teach you the only answer you need for any tough theological question that kids can throw at you. Hi, I am Teacher D, and in this channel, we come together as a group of people who particularly wants to serve the most important group of people at church, the children. I know that it's a gift from God to teach. I think I got a tiny little seed that I had to cultivate and let it grow. I want to encourage you in your ministry with kids. It is the best part. Can you imagine? In the Bible it says, if we receive one of these little people, one of these small humans, we actually receive God the Father. I mean, that is just incredible. It blows my mind. Oh, those tough theological questions kids can ask. A while ago, a young volunteer came to me and she said to me, a little bit overwhelmed, that she's not sure what she needed to do in a certain situation. So what happened was she was teaching the kids about David and Goliath, and how after David kind of defeated Goliath, all the Israelites chased all the enemies of the Lord and they killed the whole lot of them. And she said to me, one of the little boys raised his hand and he said, teacher, isn't God a little bit mean? Yo, what do you say to that? So here's the scenario. You have a young teacher. She doesn't have her theology sorted. She's just a volunteer. She's probably hasn't been a Christian for very long. She is on her own teaching a group of kids. She doesn't know it all. Ooh, it kind of sounds like most of us. What would have been the best answer she could have given? Now, if this young person had her own theology sorted out, she could have talked about how God is righteous, how He is sovereign. It is His story. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. She could have talked about the mysteries in our Christian belief system. But she didn't. She also could have gone into a whole inquiry, helping him to figure out the answer himself. Now, when it comes to inquiry learning, that's a whole different situation that we will talk about in different videos on this channel. But for this one, she only needed an answer and she didn't have one available. This poor Sunday school volunteer was stumped. She did not have my most fantastic sentence available to herself. So hold on to your seats. Here comes the sentence. When you get those theological pickles that come your way, this is what you say. Wow, that is a great question. Can I have some thinking time? I will get back to you. Can I have some thinking time? I will get back to you. I have never had somebody say to me, no, you cannot have thinking time. This sentence buys you time. It buys you time to pray about it, ask God's perspective, go and talk to somebody that is maybe theologically a little bit more sorted than you. Go and talk to your pastor, whoever is leading, the children's ministry, and then get back to that child the next Sunday. I even use this sentence when I speak to parents. Sometimes parents will ask me a question because I'm kind of in charge of that group of kids, and even if I'm a volunteer, they might just think that I'm one up and ask me a question that I don't have the answer to, and then I just keep on answering like this. Wow, that is such a good question. Can I have some thinking time? I'm going to get back to you. I want to encourage you, learn this sentence, practice it, so that it's kind of at the tip of your tongue and you can just spit it out whenever there's a question that comes your way that you cannot answer. If I can just touch on inquiry learning, there is this shift in education away from rote learning to inquiry learning. Now, in this channel, we're going to talk a lot about it because this is a fantastic way of learning. If I can just talk about it in a nutshell. So you basically, as the teacher, you step down from being in front and the holder of all information. You come next to the children and you explore questions with them. You show your own curiosity and you facilitate their learning, but you don't give them all the answers straight away. The problem is, in a Sunday school situation, we don't have all that time. But where we can bring inquiry learning into this and letting kids ask questions, even if we don't have the answer straight away, even if we never get the answer. We encourage them to find and search for it in the Word of God, and also just that we love curiosity and we want them to be lifelong Bible learners. So here is what I will say if I get that very tough theological question. I will say, teacher mode. Yo, I really like that question. That is a tough question. Can I have some thinking time? And then I'll get back to you. And can I encourage you? Will you also go and think about this and maybe talk to the people that you trust about this? And then maybe next week we can come together and hash this through a little bit. Will we do that? Can I have a thumbs up? Awesome. As we all know, there are questions that kids will ask that's part of our Christian faith that we will not have the answer because they are mysteries that we are looking through a veil. We won't have the whole truth in this life. What do you do with those questions? In the next video, I will teach you how you, as the teacher of that Sunday school class, how you can hold all those precious questions that kids ask and don't just disregard them. And lastly, I just want to remind you, you are loved, and underneath you are the everlasting arms.